My name is Wallace Baine. I am officially the city life correspondent. That essentially means I am the arts and culture and the history reporter. Also, I do Changing Santa Cruz is one of my beats, and I've been at Lookout essentially since the beginning. I was hired in October of 2020, and we started publication in November of that year. It was essentially an all-hands-on-deck kind of moment. I mean, we are a small staff and we do have our beats, but when something like this hits, it's we all do the elemental stuff that news reporters are supposed to do: get out in the community and figure out what's happening on the ground. Essentially, I kind of volunteered to keep an eye on Watsonville area and the Pajaro Valley, and so that was kind of where I was doing most of my work, even though I was coming into Santa Cruz, battling my way across the county as I do every day, essentially. And I was in a lot of different places, but for the most part, the South County area. I guess there was a sense of adrenaline. Let's get on top of this. Let's see where this is going. There was a sense that we had been through something like this before. Certainly the people in Watsonville understood that. I think emotionally speaking, it only began to become a drain, for me anyway, later on. As you'll remember, this winter went on forever. We had one atmospheric river storm after another, and it was a conga line of storms. It just kept coming over the course of a couple of months into March, and I think, like a lot of people, I was exhausted by it. So I just remember a lot about following the governor as he was traipsing through Capitola, and talking to some of the merchants about the resilience of how Capitola is going to come back, and also some really frank discussions about is it wise to invest so much of our money and property in an area that's going to continue to be in the way of these kinds of storms. And so I just remember most about the hardiness of people, that not so much, bring it on, we can take it, but more or less, we have endured this before and we'll have to endure it again, and that's kind of the price it is of living in such a beautiful place. How does it feel to win the Pulitzer? I've been telling people the last week or so, I couldn't have been more surprised if I had been named Miss America. I mean, this really was a comet that came out of the sky. I have been working for more than 30 years in Santa Cruz County as a journalist. It had never crossed my mind that I would have anything to do with a Pulitzer Prize. I worked at the Daily Santa Cruz Sentinel for many years. I worked at the Good Times before I came to Lookout, and I had done some work that other people had said you should submit this for the Pulitzer. I don't know if I ever did or not. I don't think I did, but it was such a shock and such a surprise. Here it is, 2 weeks later, and I'm still not 100% sure that this isn't a dream.